Welcome back to the County News Podcast, a new podcast from the National Association of Counties. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Charlie.
And we're here today to talk about the Intergovernmental Partnership. And I'm so excited that we're talking about this today because it's a mouthful to say it, but it's so integral to what NACo is and why NACo exists. The Intergovernmental Partnership we'll take a step back on for a second because while county leaders and all members of the county workforce are part of this county role in the Intergovernmental Partnership, it's not necessarily something we think about every single day. But essentially, the Intergovernmental Partnership that ties together local, state, federal, and tribal levels of government is important because early, consistent, and meaningful engagement between these levels of government, between these partners, is so vital to the development and implementation of effective policies, programs, and regulations. And that's true whether folks are on the same page all the time, and maybe even more so when they're not totally on the same page, right? It's being able to communicate what's happening on the ground to our federal partners and being able to make sure that they can communicate back to counties what their vision is. That's what this intergovernmental partnership is all about. And it's something that is so important to all of our NACo members, right, Charlie?
It is. And to bring us to our topic today, the NACo Federal Agency Expo at the Legislative Conference back in February really gave county officials a chance to get on the same page with the federal government. The expo offered a chance to just get in touch with somebody face to face and talk about their needs, talk about what the office can offer the county, hear from the county what their priorities and their needs are, and really give people face time that actually address their concerns with people who can possibly help.
And build a relationship that can last and make sure that counties have someone they can call and federal agencies know how to get to folks who are experiencing and implementing a lot of programs on the ground.
That's right. This is the second year NACo's held a Federal Agency Expo at the Legislative Conference. It falls on the last day of the conference, so they've had 3 days prior to hear from a lot of different speakers, hear about different programs, and that last day gives them the chance to really sit down, talk to some of their peers, synthesize the questions that they need to address with these federal agencies, and have that chance to get their answers.
And I know you were weaving around the Federal Agency Expo talking to some of our members while they were there, so let's give a listen to some of what they had to say.
That's right, and here's Yolanda Smith-Charles. She's a commissioner from Oakland County, Michigan.
I started walking around, and the first person I came upon was in the field that I'm looking to help my county with, which is economic development and infrastructure. So I didn't know what I didn't know, and I'm excited because this luncheon exposition, it gives you a chance to talk to the boots on the ground at all these federal agencies. Now that I was not expecting, I think that's so cool. Of course we know about grants. Our staff always were working towards grants and looking to bring more money in. But what I heard that really pricked my ear was simply the fact that we're talking about not just economic development, but also infrastructure in some capacities. She talked about public works, how many, even Joe Biden just yesterday talked about the importance of getting lead out of these pipes and making sure that our country has safe water to drink. That hits very close to home.
I also talked to Tom Rolfe. He's a commissioner from Lewis and Clark County, Montana.
I wanted to get a chance to talk with some people from the agencies that would give us some direction. It seems like every once in a while we run into questions about who do you talk to and where do you do it. And these folks gave us ways to talk to the right people to get the answers to our questions. We're working with some defense access road to the VA hospital in Helena. We've got some real problems there. We've got problems, we're always dealing with FEMA-related issues, whether it's wildfire, or the potential of earthquakes, or flooding. We have some of our creeks that flood
Real fast.
and they come up. The water comes flying out of the mountains sometimes, and there's no stopping it. So we have quite a bit of a need to talk to those folks as well. Department of Interior, Department of Ag, because of Forest Service and different related issues.
We had a first-time NACo conference attendee in Stephanie Helms from Stevenson County, Illinois. She's the county treasurer there.
I'm looking to just make some connections. My county is rural, so we don't get a lot of attention otherwise. So I was hoping that I could come here, FaceTime with people who can make a difference and get us jump-started in some particular funding areas.
What are some of the challenges your county's facing?
Infrastructure, definitely. I'm sure that's something everybody, says, but we own, counties own 44% of the roads, 38% of the bridges. We need help. We need help. And, so much of the money goes to the states because they're the big kids on the block. So I'm here to kind of lobby, fight for, represent, do whatever I need to do to get my county some of that space. Bridges, county roads, township roads. I mean, we're looking to submit a bridge investment program grant, which is part of the, infrastructure bill, that bundles 25 bridges. That's not even half of the bridges in our county that need help. And for example, we had an issue with a bridge in this fall where there was a fire in a rural area and the tanker couldn't cross the bridge it needed to get there because it was weight posted. So there was a delay in response, and that's just crazy to me. So, I think bridges aren't, the most topical kind of thing, but they're critical, especially in rural areas.
We also heard from the other end of the conversation. Shamika Ross is the National Housing Project Manager with the U.S. Forest Service.
The Expo has been a great opportunity for Forest Service and myself to connect with everyone in regards to what we're offering in regards to workforce housing. Forest Service has the ability now to partner with various organizations to lease land that is administrative land, specifically on Forest Service sites. So our ability to have this platform to connect and interact with county leaders has just been pivotal in us getting this information out. The interaction with the Public Lands Committee, being able to share where we are as far as the authority is just a wonderful opportunity. They are mostly asking about, forest services and housing. Can you tell me how that works? So explaining to them what we're doing in regards to housing and how we house over 8,000 to 9,000 of our employees on an annual basis. So providing housing to our employees is vital in order for us to execute our mission for wildfire recovery, fuel reduction treatments, as well as supporting the recreation economy.
And here's Greg Wright. He took a train from Olmsted County, Minnesota, where he's a county commissioner.
One of the things about the Expo for me is it's just really overwhelming of all of the government departments. And you see them all in one place, it's like, wow. And then the difficulty is to narrow it down to say, all right, let me pick up some information. Maybe we can communicate later.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. And the people that are here are very nice. On the other hand, I also know as a commissioner, it's very difficult to deal with the federal government and try to work through the application process. It takes a lot of staff time. Sort of like a lottery, if you're accepted, yes, then it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much time do we have to go through to try to get some of the grants? One of the things that we're looking at is with the Department of Energy.
Okay.
Now, we were able to go to the Department of Energy and have a meeting with them. And that's with solid waste. Because, as you're aware, counties are responsible for solid waste.
Yes.
We cannot continue to bury it or landfill it because it's still poisoning us. So in Olmsted County, we have a trash to energy system. So where it's combusted, we make steam. The steam drives
the
turbines. We make electricity. But the next generation of that is to sort your garbage, take out the organics, and then we can produce methane, biogas from that, and we can use the biogas to also run more turbines, and then eventually use the electricity to make hydrogen, which is the ultimate in green energy.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe that that's where the country is going to go in order to get rid of their municipal waste, because it's as green as you can get, and we can use that then to power our industries.
Thanks to all the folks who spoke to Charlie at the Federal Agency Expo and to the nearly 2,000 county leaders who joined us at the 2024 Legislative Conference. If you're interested in NACo resources that speak specifically to the intergovernmental partnership, I highly recommend checking out one of our all-time favorite publications, the County Landscape, as well as the County Government Primer, which is really kind of back to basics on county government, just released at this year's legislative conference. You can find both of those at NACo.org. We hope you're enjoying the new County News podcast. If there are topics you'd like to see featured, feel free to drop us some feedback using the form at naco.org/podcast. We hope you're enjoying the new County News podcast. If there are topics you'd like to hear, feel free to drop us some feedback using the form at naco.org/podcast. We'll be back soon with an episode on civic engagement and the many civic education tools NACo offers to teach audiences of all ages about the important role of counties in the intergovernmental partnership we talked about today. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you'll be the first to know when that episode drops, and thanks for listening.